I have an announcement to make, and that announcement is that Endene is no longer on the roster. And my statement to that is sometimes these things work and sometimes they don't work. And this one just didn't work out. We wish him the best, and that's the extent of it. So that's the opening statement. Let's go. We got a big event coming to town Friday, and we're excited.
I guess, is there any clarifying details you could add, or is that just as far as you want to go?
That's as far as I'll go.
You know, you have a challenge in front of this team here on Friday. How do you kind of view that test with Penn State coming in?
We know it's the number one team in America. We know they're high-powered. Do you build the opponent up by saying those things? And those are pretty good ways to describe someone. Are you in admiration of them? Yeah. You're going to have to go. You're going to have to go to stay on the mat with them. You're going to have to score, and you're going to have to score again and again to stay on the mat with them. And so this isn't coming down to whether this is going to be like normal, because there's nothing normal about this. And the thing is we don't have normal guys in our room. So there is a choice. There is a choice here.
How do you feel like over the last couple of years the rivalry has sort of evolved, where maybe when you were competing and things like that, the rivalry wasn't as contentious, but it's as close as it's been and as good as the two teams have been as of late? How do you feel like it's evolved?
I think that we have a lot of work to do.
Angelo Ferrari, he's somebody that, he's a freshman, but he's also your highest ranked guy. What's his role like as a leader, or as a freshman? Do you even does he embrace kind of being a leader on this team?
He embraces being a leader in a way that is comfortable and natural for him, no doubt. You talk about being the first guy in, the last guy to leave, that type of thing. He exhibits that. He gets done what he needs to get done. Not sure that he's real concerned with, being a verbal type leader at this point in his career, but definitely by example. And when I say, is he even comfortable being a verbal leader? That doesn't matter. What matters is that he's doing the work that's required. His commitment level is top notch. And the fact is that he's a real popular guy in that locker room. I mean, our guys love him. I mean, there's good relationships there. So, sometimes as a freshman, but here's the thing. I mean, last year with the way the rules are, I mean, he stepped up big a couple different times. And when I say a couple, it was more than a couple. And so when you're stepping up big, sometimes you're getting responsibility that you may not have thought that you would ever get. And sometimes you have to embrace that responsibility even if you're not comfortable with it. And I would say that he's embraced it great because he's still doing what he needs to do to prepare every day. He loves the mat. He loves the wrestling mat. And that's what we need.
Is it easier for guys to lead by example when they have that respect and admiration in the locker room for guys?
I think it's easier to be verbal if you have the respect and admiration in the locker room. I think you earn the respect and admiration in the locker room through being a leader by your actions, and that's how I'm describing Ferrari. Is he is committed. He works hard. Time. Strength, conditioning, and technique, the three, things that you got to be pretty good at to be a good wrestler. You got to be conditioned, you got to be strong, you got to get stronger, you got to get better conditioned, you got to be technical, you got to get better technically, you got to be smart out there. And, those things, he works hard at them every day. I won't say that there's nobody more committed, but he exhibits the commitment that we're looking for. It's easy to say that.
He feels like a guy that has a lot of comments, but it almost seems to come out of more like expectations for himself and what he believes he's capable of. How much have you kind of seen that out of him?
Good pickup. That's a great way to describe it. What he expects out of himself is nothing but the best. The way that he articulates that, and I'm a fan of the media because you guys get quotes. And so for me, as a coach, I'm not reading the story, but I am reading the quotes. I want quotes. I want to see what they're saying. And so he's articulated that very well, what he expects of himself.
I think for a guy like him, obviously you mentioned right out the gate, he came out big for you guys. I think you look over at Penn State's roster, they have a number of freshmen that are true freshmen that are kind of in that same type of tier. For how important is it when you guys are at home this time around, having that hostile environment to put those freshmen up against when a guy like Ayala faces a really talented freshman, or Jordan Williams has got another talented freshman, you feel like?
Yeah, you're talking to a guy that isn't one that is going to say that, hey, we got to get the crowd into it. We got to keep the crowd into it. I'm saying when it's your time to step on the mat, know what you're up against, and go do what you're capable of doing. And that isn't waiting to see. That's not seeing which way the wind's blowing. Go do what you were born to do.
So what's next at 197 now? You've got Harvey, Brody, I see in the probable lineups. Gabe still an option. Do you have an inkling of kind of what direction you might go there?
We want to be really, really smart with Ludington. He's our best option based on results at the Soldier Salute. We are going to be smart, and we will take it week to week. Awesome.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks.